The Department of Justice has released its report on the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde that claimed the lives of 19 students and 2 adults, and they're calling the police response a, quote, failure. The report details critical failures and other breakdowns prior to, during, and after that shooting. Now, this report goes on to say the most significant failure was that responding officers should have immediately recognized the incident as an active shooter situation, using the resources and equipment that were sufficient to push forward immediately and continuously toward the threat while entry was made into the classroom and that threat was eliminated. The investigation also revealed that a student called 911 at 12:12 p.m. and told the dispatcher there were 8 or 9 still alive and that the information was shared broadly across the radio channel.
I also told the families and survivors how deeply sorry I am for the losses they suffered that day and for the losses they have suffered every day since. I told them that the priority for the Justice Department in preparing this report has been to honor the memories of those who were taken from them. And I told the families gathered last night what I hope is clear among the hundreds of pages and thousands of details in this report. Their loved ones deserve better.
The DOJ also concluded that no one assumed a leadership role to direct the response towards the active shooter, including Police Chief Pete Arredondo, who was on scene. Now, following the evacuation of the school, the report says several injured students were directed to buses and transported to the Civic Center without the knowledge of the medics on scene. So joining me now is KXAN anchor Will Dupree. Thank you so much. You have been listening to this from the start. So let's talk about, we talked about one of the most significant failures. What were some of the other failures that were detailed in this nearly 500-page report?
There were scathing criticisms of law enforcement response from both the school district and the community there, plus state resources that were directed to Uvalde to respond to this attack that killed 19 students and 2 teachers. Another criticism that came was directed at the school district. They talked about, lapses in security. I think it was, the words were used, a culture of complacency at the school itself, leaving doors unlocked and allowing people to come into the building that were not supposed to be there, but they were. So I think there are a lot of these criticisms that are going to be parsed through very closely now, not only by law enforcement, but the victims' families. They're calling for a lot of answers too.
And speaking of that, so they are calling for accountability. We'll get to their response in just a moment. Accountability, there were some recommendations made in this report, over 250 recommendations. What were some of those, and is there a timeline related to those?
No timeline associated with them.
Okay.
However, what the Department of Justice said today is that they want these 273 recommendations to kind of provide a blueprint for other schools, other places, other law enforcement agencies across the country to respond to potentially other mass shooting incidents and what to do when those happen. They shared a stark warning. They said there's a pattern of these mass shootings happening. There's no sign that that's going to stop anytime soon, so they hope that they heed these recommendations. One in particular is that the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, recommended 2 trainings in particular. It's not really that much of a surprise, but those in particular are active shooter response training for law enforcement. So again, going toward a threat, toward a shooter if one is happening, and also critical incident command training. You mentioned there that nobody was in charge that day of directing resources to different places. So they hope that law enforcement agencies will listen to that and make some changes in response.
Okay, and what's so important in all of this, of course, the victims' families. We ran part of their news conference in our broadcast a little earlier. What are they? We know they're calling for accountability. What specifically do they want at this point, and what's next for them?
I would say namely is that they want criminal prosecution to happen. This report laid out incredible, sweeping failures on law enforcement's behalf. The Attorney General, Merrick Garland, said that, it is not, that this particular tragedy did not happen under federal jurisdiction. Again, directing it to the district attorney there in Uvalde. The families today talked and said, I hope that she is paying attention to this report and that there might be some criminal prosecution out of that. The district attorney there has been very close-lipped about the investigation into this and to what's coming out now. So we, of course, await her response. and have to just, again, wait and see if there's any kind of criminal prosecution brought from this. But again, that fire is building. These families calling for that specifically.
Okay, Will Dupree, thank you so much. Our very own Monica Madden, Ryan Chandler, they are out in Uvalde right now. They're interviewing several people related to this report. So, of course, we'll hear more from them later this evening on KXAN News.